Read aloud. Identify awkward phrasing or unclear points. Reading aloud. Identifying awkward phrasing and unclear points in Thesis. Writing in Chapter 2 of a thesis, also known as the Review of Related Literature, RRL, maintaining clarity and coherence, is essential. One of the most effective ways to ensure readability and logical flow is by reading the text aloud. This simple yet powerful technique helps identify awkward phrasing, unclear arguments, grammatical errors, and inconsistencies that might go unnoticed when reading silently. This section discusses the importance of reading aloud, benefits for thesis writing, step-by-step techniques, and common mistakes to avoid when applying this method in Proofreading Chapter 2.1. Why reading aloud is important in thesis writing. When writing a thesis, it's easy to overlook unclear sentences, redundant ideas, or confusing transitions. Reading aloud helps the writer detect awkward phrasing. Some sentences may sound fine when read silently, but feel unnatural when spoken. Identify unclear or ambiguous points. Complex ideas need to be explained in a way that is easy to understand. Catch grammar and punctuation errors. Hearing the text helps spot missing words, misplaced commas, and incorrect tenses. Improve sentence rhythm and flow. Reading aloud ensures that sentences are structured logically and transition smoothly. Assess logical progression of ideas. The technique helps confirm that arguments flow in a logical order without unnecessary jumps or repetitions. By incorporating this method, a researcher ensures that Chapter 2 is cohesive, professional, and academically sound. Key benefits of reading aloud for Chapter 2a. Improves sentence clarity and readability. Sentences that are too long, vague, or complex become more noticeable when spoken. Helps identify areas where simpler wording or restructured sentences would improve clarity. Example of awkward phrasing. The research conducted by various scholars in the field of motivation and its effects on career development has been widely acknowledged to be of significant importance, but the scope of this acknowledgement varies among different studies. Improved version. After reading aloud, many scholars recognize the importance of studying motivation and its effects on career development, but their perspectives differ on its scope. B. Detects grammatical mistakes and missing words reading. Aloud makes it easier to notice subject-verb agreement errors, incorrect prepositions, and awkward word choices. Helps spot missing or repeated words that disrupt sentence structure. Example of a grammatical mistake. The results of the study was consistent across different populations. Corrected version. The results of the study were consistent across different populations. C. Enhances logical flow and transitions. Ensures that ideas connect smoothly between sentences and paragraphs. Helps identify choppy or abrupt transitions that may confuse the reader. Example of poor transition. Motivation is a key factor in career decision-making. There are many theories on career development. Improved version. After reading aloud, motivation plays a crucial role in career decision-making. Several career development theories explore how motivation influences career choices. D. Highlights repetitive or redundant phrases. Reading aloud exposes unnecessary repetition that weakens the impact of an argument. Helps rephrase sentences for conciseness and precision. Example of redundancy. The study conducted by Smith, 2020, is a significant study because it provides significant findings on the topic. Corrected version. Smith's 2020 study provides important findings on the topic. Step-by-step guide to reading aloud for proofreading. Chapter 2, Step 1. Take a break before proofreading. After writing Chapter 2, step away from the document for a few hours or a day. This allows for a fresh perspective, making errors more noticeable. Step 2. Read the text. Slowly and clearly speak at a normal pace. Do not rush through the text. Focus on each word and sentence to identify awkward phrasing or missing words. Step 3. Listen for natural flow and clarity. Ask yourself, does the sentence sound natural? Is the idea clear and easy to understand? Do the sentences connect smoothly? Step 4. Mark problem areas. While reading, use a pen, if printed, or highlight errors digitally. Underline awkward phrasing and write a clearer alternative. Step 5. Revise based on observations. Rewrite sentences that sound confusing, too long, or grammatically incorrect. Replace complex words with simpler, more precise terms if necessary. Step 6. Read again. After revisions, read the revised version. Aloud to ensure improvements are effective. 4. Common mistakes to avoid. When reading aloud, skipping sections. Ensure that every part of Chapter 2 is read aloud, including citations and transitions. Reading too fast. Rushing through the text prevents proper identification of errors. Ignoring awkward sentences. If a sentence sounds strange when spoken, it needs revision, not verifying sources and citations. Ensure in-text citations match references and follow formatting guidelines. Relying only on silent reading. Silent proofreading often misses flow issues and complex errors that reading aloud can catch. Example of a properly revised paragraph. After reading aloud, before reading aloud, the theory of self-determination, which was originally developed by Daisy and Ryan in 1985, is a widely studied theory that has been examined by numerous researchers in relation to motivation in career decision-making. And many studies have supported its effectiveness in explaining motivation, while others have provided a critique of its assumptions. After reading aloud and revising, Daisy and Ryan's 1985 self-determination theory is widely studied in relation to motivation and career decision-making. While many researchers support its effectiveness, others critique its assumptions. This revised version is clearer, more concise, and easier to understand. Conclusion: why reading aloud is essential in Chapter 2. Reading aloud is a powerful proofreading technique that helps identify awkward phrasing, grammatical mistakes, redundancies, and logical inconsistencies in Chapter 2 of a thesis. This method ensures that the literature review is coherent, readable, and academically polished. Key takeaways: detects awkward or unclear phrasing that silent reading might miss. Helps catch grammatical errors, missing words, and poor transitions. Improves sentence rhythm and logical flow for better readability. Highlights redundancy and helps rephrase complex sentences. Enhances overall clarity and professionalism of Chapter 2. By incorporating reading aloud into the proofreading process, researchers can ensure that their thesis is polished, engaging, and effectively communicates key ideas. If you find this content helpful, subscribe to stay updated on the next tips for writing Chapter 2. Feel free to comment below with topics you'd like us to cover in future content. Thank you!